If you're a dentist and you've had it up to here with the PPOs and their crappy fees, I get why you're thinking of dumping one or more of your plans, and man, I'm 110% with you. But there's two things you gotta do before you leave any plan. Do it right, you'll be able to keep more of your patients when you dump the plans, and you'll make a lot more money as a result. 2 gems on how to get out of PPOs, keep your patients and the money, and we're starting right now.
And now, Amazon #1 best-selling author, Dr. Tom, the Gems Guy, Orent.
In my Framingham practice, I had only 2 PPOs. I booted them both out a long time ago. But when my dad died, I found myself suddenly the owner of an 11-chair managed care mill. From his deathbed at the Mass General Hospital, he told Elizabeth and me the depth of his financial situation. He was $100,000 behind on things like lab and supplies, just his daily bills. Said he had no life insurance and nothing put away for my mother. He asked us to take over the practice and turn it around just as I'd done for my own, so that my mom would have something to live on. He was in network with 15 PPOs. The more dentistry they did, the more money they lost, literally. My practice was strictly fee-for-service, and he knew how I felt about PPOs. He begged me not to just cut the cord and bail out of all the PPO contracts without a plan to replace the income. I promised my father I'd follow the same exact plan that I had devised in my practice to exit the 2 plans I had. Elizabeth and I promised him we'd turn his practice around, and no matter what, we'd take great care of my mother. My first day in the Worcester practice, I handed my dad's bookkeeper a check, a personal check from my account for $100,000, just so she could pay all the overdue bills, a clean slate. In the next couple years, we were able to dump 13 of his 15 PPO plans and turn a great profit for my mom. So what are the 2 most important gems that you should deploy in order to ensure your highest possible chance at a successful, profitable transition, whether you want to just leave your worst plans or maybe you've decided to get out altogether? The first thing to do comes from the title of a book by author Harvey Mackay. Harvey said, "Dig your well before you're thirsty." Meaning, gem number 1, plan as if you're going to lose all of your PPO patients when you drop their plans. As an aside, if you follow the second gem I'll share with you in this video, you won't lose all your PPO patients. Dig your well before you're thirsty means replace the patients you're going to lose before you lose them. Do everything you can to retain your PPO patients while planning as if you're going to lose them all. If 150 patients are insured by the first plan you're going to drop, then figure out how many new patients you'll need if they all left. Cool thing is, you won't need 150 extra new patients even if they all left. You'll collect more money per patient. You'll be getting 100% of your fees instead of 80% or whatever number. 100 divided by 80 is 1.25 or 25% more revenue on the same number of patients. If you divide 150 PPO patients by 1.25, you get 120. Even if you lost all 150, which you won't, you still don't need even 120 to replace the income. The average lifetime value of a new patient in a general practice is $4,800, and that's over about a 6-year average stay. During the first year with a new patient, you're likely to perform at least 25% of that $4,800, or whatever the average is in your practice. So even if you lost all 150, you'd do well to replace them ahead of time with just 80 new patients. In a moment, when we discuss the second gem or strategy, the one to help you keep as many of your PPO patients as possible, you'll understand why it's critical for maximum patient retention that you wait 6 months before pulling the plug. So if you need 80 extra new patients in the next 6 months, that means you only need increased new patient flow by 3 per week. It won't take an enormous amount of new marketing nor a huge expense to make that happen. Plus, when you follow my advice, you're not going to lose them all anyway, which means if you've marketed and beefed up your new patient flow as if you were going to lose them, your practice is going to be busier and more profitable than ever. So dig your well before you're thirsty. Build your new patient flow before you experience the loss of patients who are more interested in their insurance coverage than in quality health care. In a moment, a simple system to help you retain as many of your patients as possible after you exit a PPO. What's the effect on your net profit, your income, when you reduce your overhead by just 10%? Let's say your overhead is 70%, so you're keeping 30 cents on every dollar. If you reduce your overhead from 70% to 60%, the extra 10 cents for every dollar, that represents a 33% increase in your income. And if your overhead is 80%, you're only keeping 20 cents on each dollar, so reducing your overhead from 80% to 70%, keeping an extra dime for every dollar collected means a 50% increase in profit. Whether you're watching this during a global recession or during a financial boom time, you'll take home more profit after you read my special report, 4 Ways to Get Your Overhead Under Control and Boost Your Net Income. It's less than a 10-minute read. To get your free report, go to freegem1.com. That's freegem, then the numeral 1.com. There's a link in the description below. Ramping up new patient flow to replace them before you lose them was gem number 1. Gem number 2, deploy a proven plan to ensure maximum possible patient retention. The moment you give your 90 or 180-day notice to a PPO, they send a poison pen letter to your patients. Dr. Smith's no longer considered a preferred provider. Please select your new preferred provider from the list below. No longer considered a preferred provider? They make it sound like you've done something wrong. Meanwhile, during the waiting period, however many months advance notice are required by your contract, the insurance company is going to do everything in their power to ensure that your patients are no longer your patients. Don't show them your hand. The way to win this war is to fight the battle before the other side arrives. It's time to tell your patients the truth about network PPO insurance plans. But if you send them an email, or even if you sent them a personal letter in the mail, you kill your chance at maximum patient retention. The best and only way to ensure you keep the most possible patients as you transition out of any plan is to sit with them eye to eye, knee to knee, toe to toe, and tell them the truth. That's why you'll want at least 6 months, one recall cycle, so you can speak personally with as many patients as possible. This should be done only by the doctor or by the hygienist. Doc, you can speak with those who are coming in for restorative care, and the hygienist during recall visits. In the 6 months, you'll have spoken to the majority. For those who didn't visit during that 6-month period, the doctor should make a personal phone call. Yeah, it's a bit of work and it takes a little bit of time, but the combined results of your in-person knee-to-knee chats plus the phone calls to those who weren't in, it'll be well worth it. If you're finding this helpful, click the like button so I'll know to do more videos like this one, and please help me help a colleague by sharing this video with at least one other dentist. So what should you say to your patients? What follows is the exact script that I used in both of my practices and the script used successfully by many of my Freedom Summit Practice Transformation Coaching members. Instead of the usual upbeat small talk, the moment you enter the room, sit down, face them knee to knee, eye to eye, and in a serious, solemn tone, say, "Betty, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate having had the opportunity to have you and Bob as patients over the years." Pause here. After you say "over the years," pause here for a second. Let them think about what you just said and what might be coming next. If you deliver that right, the patient's mind is racing. They're thinking maybe you have a serious illness, or maybe you're retiring or selling the practice. After a few seconds, that solemn pause, then continue with, "Betty, we've reached the point with your plan's fee restrictions and the rising cost of delivering top quality care. We can no longer accept their compromised fees and still deliver the uncompromised care that you deserve and you've come to expect from us. The good news is your insurance company will allow us to continue to provide services to you as a non-participating provider. We'll do all the insurance paperwork. You won't have to do a thing. The only difference is they'll send you the check instead of sending it to us, and they may pay a lower percentage than in-network. Will some still leave? Sure. But if you invested time to speak one-on-one with each of the patients in the plans you're going to be leaving, you'll maximize retention. Furthermore, if you deploy both of these gems, your increased new patient flow, combined with a shift from reduced crappy fees to full fee for service, it's going to result in a far more fun and profitable practice. Are you planning on leaving one or more PPOs this year? Let me know about it in the comments below. I read and respond to every comment personally. Remember, you're only one gem away.